sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the latest virtual Elite FPL show with myself, Stevo, where I'll be reacting, or more importantly, reviewing, going over, whatever you want to call it, over last night's virtual FPL games, where I think up on screen now sums up everything from last night. And it's from friend of the show, Lewis Kirkby, who wrote this in the chat last night. I hate Ings, to be honest. The guy blanks and then somehow finds a brace against a good team defensively. And when I was listening to Jason's stream this morning, normally what happens with my game weeks in virtual FPL is that they start off really well. Like it's like a steam train, like a Formula 1 race, just bang, just like that. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I normally get like 50% of my points in the first like 3 or 4 games, and it just, as I've said before, it just goes downhill from there, and it's just like whatever. However, yesterday was a completely different story for me, and we'll go into that in a minute. Good afternoon to very good friends of the show, Sultan Saeed and John Harris. It is a genuine honour that you two guys are joining me now. Normally, you guys are the evening people, so I wonder what's going on there. Not working today. Oh yeah, it's bank holiday, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, we got another one. Manchester Reds. Another one that's gone a bit radio silent recently. We were talking about you the other day. Where are you in the world ranking? FPL Mechanics here. JC. Also, Armand Dillon. I can't go on without saying that. And Armand Dillon saying, I didn't do any transfer. I carried a red card of Richarlison. Still got 59 with Egan and third bench. Yeah, it was... Oh, is the audio low? Is it? Sure about that, Arman? Turn your volume up. I'll just turn it up a tiny bit, because I know whenever I listen back to the show, it seems very very quiet. Too loud. In fact, Clement LaRue is here. Sorry, is this like an Elite FPL reunion show and we've all come out to celebrate something or another that I don't know about? Blimey, all the old crew are here. I hope some of you got heard my name check on as Manchester Reds has just alluded to, the FPL Planet show. Obviously, I couldn't go through about 500 million of you. Hello, Shano83, welcome, pal. I couldn't go through all. In fact, Shano83, I'm sure I referenced you as well. There were just so many people that I wanted to kind of like name check that have been with us since like the very, very, very early days. I forgot Daily Llama. I was so annoyed at myself after everything. But then again, like I said, I spent more time talking about the Bill and McDonald's than I did anything else. But it was Manchester Reds. It was an absolute blast. It was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed my appearance. In fact, James has just tweeted out. He's tweeting out each guest slot that they were in during their 24 hours. He's just tweeted out ours, actually, mine. And I've just jokingly said, look, we only mainly touch subject upon the Bill and McDonald's, but I did just, in all seriousness, I did mention to him that it'd be great to get something done with him and Surgeon. Me and Jason have been speaking me and Jason have been speaking privately with each other that we'd really like to do something with those two. Me personally, though, I'd like to do it when any form of football gets back. That's the honest truth. I just think in this time there's not much to be discussing, really. That's just my opinion. But you never know. The football season's probably going to be coming back around at the beginning of July, it seems, from all accounts. I think July the 12th is kind of like a date. And I saw somebody in our, what do you call it, our Discord. He's a new lad that's in our Discord. Spicy something, I forget his name. But he's in the virtual FPL stuff a lot. And he said that it's the European meeting today. I don't know if anything's come out of it. If anybody wants to let me know in chat, please do. But we are here talking about last night's virtual FPL. I mean, Tyron Smith, what's virtual FPL? I mean, to be completely honest with you, it's just FPL, but Championship Manager. That sounds really, really convoluted, but basically it's how Championship Manager works, but all the prices of the game are exactly the same as fantasy football. All the rules are exactly the same as fantasy football. We get like chips, like bench boost, free hit, etc., etc. And we are up to game week 22, but I didn't start until game week 11. Jason didn't start till game week 13. We've got a special mini league which we take seriously regarding the game week 11 mini league, and let's just quickly get on this. So essentially, this game week last night, or this specific game itself, the way it's going for me, reminds me very, very, very similarly to when me and Jason were having our rivalry in the Torbay Elite Mini League. And it seems to me like everything I do, so the story when I was doing this 2 seasons ago with Jason, and when Jason was doing absolutely phenomenally in the real FPL, I hate saying the real FPL, but is that basically everything I seem to do works out. So last night, my transfers were Ings, Fernandez and Peters out for Pukki, Sane and Danny Simpson, but he's just bench fodder that's never going to play. Did it work out? Yeah. Pukki scored a brace, got 2 bonus points. Sane got an assist. Danny Ings was never going to play. The transfer that I did the other week, Jagielka, I said on air, I said that the reason why I'm bringing him is that he plays occasionally, and they've got excellent fixtures, and for 4 million, I'll bring him in for that risk. I've got what's his name, Joel Ward on the bench. He can come off if needed. Jagielka doesn't start. The only problem with only Jagielka is that there's a very, very, very high chance he'll come on as a sub. That's my only dilemma, but that's the risk I've got to take. But anyway, that all aside, I found it really, really frustrating then, going back to what Lewis Kirkby said, that Ings is very, very frustrating to own, essentially, is that, so the reason why I got rid of Danny Ings, despite having a favourable fixture, is because he's blanked. He's blanked in 3 really, really easy games. In fact, do you know what? I mean, this up on screen right now is the mini league. I mean, well done. Ryan Seachin, congratulations to you. That is a stunning, stunning performance. Top of the mini league is FPL defender, him and his battle with Gabriel de Rop. Oh, it's as tight as Jason with John. I forgot your name there. It's as tight as Jason and John at the moment. FPL defender and Gabriel de Rop really fighting out at the moment. It's a superb battle. But Ryan Seachin last night, oh, he stormed up to 3rd spot. I mean, he had the perfect game week. Ward, Basham, De Bruyne, Salah, captain, Fernandes, Mane, Ings. Just an absolute brilliant, brilliant game week from Ryan to really kind of like try and get into those top 2. FPL Mechanic, another beautiful, beautiful team here. Alexander-Arnold, Egan, Sane, Salah, Fernandes, all coming in. Jimenez getting you that goal in that 1-0 victory against Spurs. Just really, really good performances. Then there's me, who took a -4, like I've just mentioned. 75 points. And it just seems like it's done absolutely nothing. You know, Pukki. We'll go into the match in a minute. Pukki, I mean, that blows my mind. Mane captain. Egan, Henderson, Jagielka. I mean, it all started last night. I'll get into it in 2 seconds. I really, really will do and get into 2 seconds. But I thought this game week's just, it's not going my way. It's not going to go my way at all. I was just head in hands, just like, no, nothing's going to happen. Oh, I see Lewis did a wildcard team. Okay, I'm just going to quickly look at, talking to Lewis, let's have a look at his wildcard team, shall we? Pope, Alexander-Arnold, Egan, James, Salah, Sane, Maddison. We kept De Bruyne, that's an interesting one. Calvert-Lewin, Deeney, Abraham. I'm surprised he went with De Bruyne, considering how well Sane's doing. What do you know that we don't? And then as we scroll down here, the battle between John and Jason. Just look at that, 3 points in it. I mean, Maestro's there on 701. It's a battle there. I mean, Brett Mollison sadly's just been slowly pushed out of it. But yeah, an excellent score by Jason. 75 points. Again, Matt Ryan coming in again for, I think it's a 3rd clean sheet in a row. Very, very frustrating. And the fact that he openly admitted that he just basically left the team as it was must be very frustrating for like your rival, John. John, you must be absolutely fuming at the fact that Jason did nothing with it, and bang, he comes up with that. But yeah, I just feel like everything I seem to do, it goes the right way, but it just cancels everything out. So it doesn't really, I don't really make any ground up, really. I'm getting further and further away from Lewis's team. I mean, Lewis's team, when he started this game week 11 mini league, was just he flown. Although he did, I think he started in game week 12. I used his triple captain, remembering on Kevin De Bruyne, but I'm returning him 60 points at the time. Since then, he's just been dropping like the stone, and then it's just really between Chosen One, me, Harbour Boy, us 3 here, which is like in a little mini league battle. Then you've got Grekla, Mechanic, Ryan Seachin with their own little mini battle, and then you've got obviously the top 2, Gabriel de Rop and Defender, really, really doing the business. But enough of that, of the mini league. Let's just quickly run through what happened last night, because it was quite incredible evening. Allaire, so it was Newcastle 0, West Ham 2. Allaire rediscovers his scoring touch and gets the game week off to a fly with double-digit haul. Snodgrass blanks again. Hammer's legend Noble converted a penalty for good measure. Yeah, and it really had no bearing on me whatsoever. But what does frustrate me is the fact that Newcastle, oh, surprise, surprise, you put up a really good fight against Man U, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. But when it comes to West Ham, you lose 2-0. Just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. On to... Now, this is when I realised I was like, yeah, my game week's gone. It's not happening. So it was Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 0. Of course, who are the most informed players at the moment? We got, for Chelsea, Abraham and Pulisic. Did nothing. Some people even captained Abraham. And then the last minute, well, we'll read it out here. High-flying Chelsea suffer a shock loss at Selhurst Park. Abraham blanks despite having 14 attacking involvements. Van Aanholt scores and Ward chips in with an unexpected double-digit haul, with an assist. Yeah, when I heard Pulisic got a yellow card, I'm like, yeah, it's just not going to go my way, is it? And then Van Aanholt getting the goal last minute and Ward assist, I was like, this game week is not going to go my way whatsoever. In fact, when I listened to I think it's the next game, Sheffield United. No, it wasn't. Okay, it was the Man City game. That's right. It was the Man City game. And when I heard that Sane had only got an assist and then he went and got substituted on the 77th minute, I believe it was. Let's have a quick read here. 70th minute. I was just like, yeah, this is just hopeless now, especially when Fernandes came in with 2 assists. The Manchester derby ended in a draw as Kevin De Bruyne rediscovered his goal-scoring touch. Bruno and Sane could only manage an assist each. Well, he actually got 2 assists. A bit of a spell check there, but whatever. Aguero was a no-show. Yeah, Aguero not turning up again. So it was De Bruyne with a goal, Bernardo Silva, Sane with an assist in that. Mata Pogba with the goals for United. Fernandes with 2 assists. I was very grateful that Fernandes didn't get any bonus points. Extremely grateful. But talking of bonus points, I've got a bit of a bugbear to talk about in a minute when we come to it. But yeah, I was just thinking, this is just the virtual FPL god saying to me, Steve, why don't you just hold? But I had 2 free transfers. I could have just done Pukki in for Abraham, but I thought, no, I wanted to do my 2 free transfers because I just found Fernandes wasn't on form at the moment, not returning for what I wanted. Sane is just tearing it up. I've got to get in on him, and that's what I did. I'm still happy with what I've done. I'm certainly not complaining. Yeah, Southampton beating us 2-1, and once again, Danny Ings really sticking the knife in. Southampton defeat Burnley. Ings converted from the spot, and Genepo bagged a brace of assists. Burnley really should have done better here. Well, I do agree. Southampton have been absolutely useless of late. Burnley, though, we've been doing really, really well. And as Lewis Kirkby makes the point here, Ings decides to go and get 2 goals against a really, really defensive team. He then throws in 2 bonus points to really rub it in. This is when the contention of bonus points annoyed me. Now, Barnes came as a substitute. In fact, he came as a substitute for Westwood on the 59th minute. Burnley were 2-0 behind, and yet he still gets 3 bonus points. I find it very, very, very frustrating, this game, regarding the bonus points. And there's been a lot of ones, particularly this particular game week 22 or 23, where I'm just thinking, no, that doesn't make sense. Why has Barnes got 3 bonus points in a side that got defeated and he got a penalty? Doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Very, very frustrated. And I keep harking back to my Salah triple captaincy. Did he get a goal? Yeah. Did he get any bonus? No. But then, subsequently, when Liverpool have scored even more goals and Salah's only come in with 1 goal, oh, surprise, surprise, Salah's getting all the bonus. And here we go again, another one where I didn't quite understand this. Lord Lundstrom scores as Sheffield United defeat Villa. Grealish blanks, nothing more, nothing less. Lundstrom getting the goal. No assist given. And yeah, the bonus. Basham 3, O'Connell 2 and Stevens 1. And I don't understand why Lundstrom didn't even get a single bonus point, let alone 3. It just... I don't quite understand that. It is frustrating. I don't even own Lundstrom. I couldn't care less specifically about Lundstrom not getting it. But for the overall game, I think it's important that the bonus points should be dished out correctly. And even when you read, I think what's more frustrating is that when you read the players with the most involvement in attack, Lundstrom's up there, no bonus. Egan is then next. no bonus. And who's the next? O'Connell from the winning team, and he gets 2 bonus. It makes no sense to me at all. But then we move on. Now this specifically was the turning point for me when Jason read out that Jagielka started. And I was in the car at that point driving along, and I was listening in, and all I could hear Jason saying was, "Oh, will Grealish do something?" And nothing came about, and I got my 3 bonus, and I was blown away. Then we moved on to this game. A 5-goal thriller at Calla Road as Calvert-Lewin blanks, but Pukki had a hell of a vula party, and then was subbed off early. Cantwell also joined in the fun. It was Bernard getting 2 goals, Sigurdsson getting an assist in that, and I was just like, I still thought Pukki would score, and then Jason said Pukki scored, and then he said Pukki scored again, and then I was just getting into work. Actually, I say it's funny. It's not really that funny. So basically, when Pukki got his second, I'm not joking with you, I got my phone out. I was at a traffic light outside Shepherd's Bush Station. Mr. Reed, if you're watching, you'll know where that is. Got the old phone out and literally recorded me screaming Pukki. Put the phone away, get to work. Pukki, eventually 2 goals, Cantwell 3-2. Drimmich Stiepermann with the assists. Went to upload it to Twitter, and I hadn't recorded myself. Brilliant. So I couldn't upload that to Twitter at all. A couple of injuries in that game, with Zimmerman out for 4 weeks, Schneidlin out for 1. John Harris would have been very, very disappointed. I mean, Digne returning as a captain the other day, and then he just goes and gets him a 0 in that particular fixture, getting a yellow card and conceding 2 goals. So at this point I was like thinking, ooh, my luck's kind of changing. And at this point, when it was Bournemouth versus Leicester, I'm like, predicting Vardy to score. I mean, Vardy's a must-have. He's another one. If you own him, he's going to score no matter what. He's just one of those players in this game that's always going to get you something, like Sane, like Fernandes, like Danny Ings, like Calvert-Lewin. They're always going to get you something. But this game, I was really, really gutted for, because I was really hoping Vardy would blank, especially when Bournemouth went, 2-3-1 up? Bournemouth win a match. Vardy and Maddison scored, but really should have done much better against the Cherries. They were there for the taking, but instead Lerma nipped to make it 3, and that was enough to secure 3 much-needed points. Solanke, Fraser and Lerma with Bournemouth goals. Maddison and Vardy with a last-minute goal there. And I know, John, I believe you captained Vardy. Stacey Gosling and Lewis Cook with the assists, but Lewis Cook has suffered a 3-week injury. Pereira getting the assist for Vardy, and once again, okay, fair enough. Players with the most involvement in attack, Vardy is number 1 there with 7. Got 2 bonus. Vardy's on the losing team. I don't understand why Fraser isn't in there. And at this point, when Vardy only scored a last-minute goal, at this point I'm like, you know what? I feel the FPL gods could be actually on my side here. Then this game happened. It was Wolves versus Spurs. Wolves winning 1-0. Jimenez with the goal. Martinez with the assist. Wolves beat Spurs. You guessed it. Mr. Raul Jimenez scored and dominated in terms of attacking involvement. Very disappointing result for Spurs, I think. Very disappointing. But I don't think it had much of an effect, really, within our mini-league. I don't think. But this was the big one for me. The Mane show. Very, very, very fortunate that I captained Mane. I'm not going to lie. It's as simple as this. If Mane's away from home, you captain him. If Salah's at home, you captain him. End of discussion. If you own them both, that's all you got to do. So there's your cheat code. No surprise at the Emirates as Liverpool defeat 10-man Arsenal. Aubameyang, Mane and Salah all scored. Trent Alexander-Arnold chipped with an assist and for good measure. Salah 2 bonus, Mane with 3. Very, very, very lucky with that. Very lucky. I don't know how Mane got 3. Considering Salah got the first goal. When Salah scored, I must admit, it's one of those where I felt... it was just instantly where I was like, well, I've got him. I haven't captained him, but there's always that chance that Mane... I keep going on about this. If you own a player that's regularly getting the points in, I mentioned them just a minute ago, you can throw Mane and Salah in that. Every single game, they're going to have at least a minimum of an attack in return. But me getting 10 points from Mane was a huge, huge bonus. The fact that Trent got an assist as well, very, very lucky indeed. I mean, they said 10-man Arsenal. I mean, Ozil was sent off for 2 yellow cards. I believe it was in the 70th minute as well. And then we finally, the final game of this particular game, last night's games, was Brighton 1-0 versus Watford. Trossard's solitary strike was enough for Brighton to defeat Watford at the Amex. The Hornets offered nothing in return. Sarr probably should have made the most of his 6 attacking involvements. And Jason again getting that clean sheet. No bonus though, as he mentioned last night on his stream. It was Trossard with the goal, Webster with the assist there, and Watford not scoring. A very rare occasion that Watford didn't score. So that's the matches from last night. And yeah, thoroughly entertaining from Jason. In fact, here he is. I mean, yeah, funny enough, Jason's saying here that Top Marks on Twitter, it's spelt with an X, Jason. TOPMARX. Top Marks has some great data for virtual FPL, Nathan Rice. That is correct, and he did make the point that essentially Matt Ryan has got a really, really good upcoming fixture list. Although it does actually turn in the next couple of games. I did notice. I was tempted to bring in a Brighton defender. And I see Andy from Let's Talk FPL's here. Hello. Surprised you're not watching the bill, mate. But yeah, I was looking over some transfers. Again, I don't like making these streams too long. I'll be going off in a minute, but I just want to quickly give you a thought process into the transfers that I'm thinking of doing. So, really, it is down to the fact that I'm going to get rid of Chelsea assets. I've noticed something with this particular game that, certainly in Pulisic's case, his form's dipping off. He hasn't really been performing enough for me as late. Chelsea's upcoming fixtures: Tottenham, Man U, Everton. Apart from Everton, they're not great. I know these teams aren't defensively brilliant, but when I've noticed something in this game, a bit of the pattern. Here we go, patterns. Notice a bit of the pattern now, where when a player starts dropping off form, get them gone. And for me, Pulisic, I'm getting rid. Abraham, on the other hand, he may stay his course. I'm not really excited by Leicester's fixtures. Vardy can score in every game. I'm not sitting here and going to pretend that he can't. I've just said it a second ago. He's going to pretty much score in every single game. He loves playing against Arsenal. In fact, that could be a really good captaincy choice. But look who Brighton and Man City have got in that particular game week. Then I look at Arsenal themselves. Aubameyang, is he worth bringing in? Look at those fixtures. Aston Villa, Leicester, Newcastle, Norwich. Again, we all know Aubameyang at home can score. It's like Jason said last night. Aubameyang with his solitary goal that he always gets at the Emirates. Aston Villa, I'm still sticking with Grealish. I'm still going to give him the time. I think it's funny, actually. I mean, it's something Andy actually said, funny enough, talking of Andy, said in his appearance on Planet FPL. And he, funny enough, he referenced me, and he just said like he didn't have the same attitude with me about me not missing. I'm really not missing fantasy football, the official games, so to speak. But it's something that I've learnt about FPL from this specific season when we've gone a bit more out there to the world. It's holding on to players. It's something that's always been compounded in my mind, and I've completely forgotten it. Was it Stein I think it may have been Stein or someone else that came onto our show and they said these words to me that haunt me, which was, yeah, I'm keeping Harry Kane. Harry Kane's got really good fixtures at the moment and I'm just going to keep him and I'm going to captain him. He went on that advice thanks to me. He specifically said, I brought in Kane because Steve-O made a very valid point that the upcoming fixtures for Kane were, and they were all really, really easy, and one of them was Burnley. And of course, I decide that because Harry Kane blanked for whatever it was, one game, I just thought I'm just going to raise transfer out. If you can't score against this particular team, get stuff. Despite the fact I had a plan for Kane to stay in my team, I didn't hold him. What happened? He scored 2 goals or certainly a double-digit haul versus, ironically, my own team, Burnley. And that's haunted me. Things like, another piece of advice that I always said at the time was, if Kevin De Bruyne is playing at home, you captain him. Did I ever take my own advice? Why would I? Shaban did. It was against Brighton or Watford when they absolutely battered them 5-0, or when it was 8-0 against Watford. What did Kevin De Bruyne do? Again, differential captaincy, brung in the returns. What did I do? Stuck with the safety option. And in this game, a fantasy football game based on fantasy football, I'm actually using other people's advice of just stay the course with these players. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. And with players like Pukki as an example that I brought in, I thought, you know what? He's another one. If he plays, he scores. And those fixtures upcoming, last night against Everton, a leaky defence, I'll happily bring him in. Ings, as we all know, I don't want to keep going on about it, was just absolutely atrocious. Couldn't score against really, really easy teams. Comes up against Burnley, a hard team. Oh, he gets 2 goals. But again, we're not going to go into that again. So I thought I'll just get rid of him, bring in Pukki that's got decent fixtures. And something, again, that I've noticed with this specific game is that any team with a decent upcoming fixture list, i.e. Arsenal here, Aston Villa, Bournemouth have got a couple of good games. Maybe Fraser you may want to jump onto. Trossard, anybody that owned Trossard, they had a good little set of fixtures. Brighton did. I mean, obviously Jason here, bringing in Ryan. You got Newcastle, maybe Newcastle defensively, but they're only good at home. So maybe, yeah, just avoid them. But I'm really, really happy with how my my half season's going in this game, and I've learnt a lot from real FPL. There's that terminology I hate again, and it's actually kind of working out for me. There was actually a clip that I got from Jason last night, and actually that just reminded me, I'm going to have to upload it. I'll upload it in a minute, but it did make me chuckle about the virtual FPL gods, Jason. Very, very amusing indeed. Right then, everybody, I'm going to call it a afternoon there. I only want to make these videos short and sweet. I know this has been going on for a bit longer than normal, but I've just been interacting with the chat for a bit. It's the usual line. Thanks, everybody, for joining the video. Oh, by the way, Andy, if you're still here, that link, that seamless link that you did on, oh my goodness, on the Planet FPL 24-hour stream when, what was it? They asked you something. They were lost for words because they didn't know what to say to you. They didn't know what to talk about. And you, about donations. And then you just went, well, it's quite simple, really. Just donate. If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. If you want to share the video, by all means. And then if you are new around here, hit the subscribe button. Everybody do exactly the same here. Apart from you don't have to donate. Just simply hit the like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. We are here we go. Excuse the pun. We are virtually a daily elite, virtual FPL streaming show. Other than that, everybody, all I will say is that thanks for joining myself for the last half an hour or so. Enjoy the rest of the bank holiday weather. It is absolutely baking out there. I've been at work all day, sweating my backside off, and now it's time to burn. So, other than that, cheers everybody, and I will catch you probably tomorrow morning for the preview show. So stay tuned for when I'm probably going to go live, but it'll probably be approximately 6-7 o'clock in the morning for the Southern Hemisphere fans. Oh, I've missed saying that. Cheers, guys, and take it easy.